if this sounds familiar, I'm going to assume that you are a Project Zomboid player. And an introvert. Out of all the zombie games out there, you might call me crazy when I say that the very best one, in my opinion, is one with graphics that looks like it was released around the same time as the original Sims. On the surface, Project Zomboid doesn't look like too much, but do not be fooled by the simple looking graphics and the top-view arcade-style camera. This is one of the most complex games I have ever played, and I believe it's important not to judge games purely on the graphics. So grab some friends, hit that subscribe button, and let's dive into Project Zomboid. The game takes place in Kentucky of all places, and you find yourself as the sole survivor in the zombie apocalypse. Now don't get ahead of yourself too quickly. You're not exactly a superhero or some brave warrior who's destined to save humanity from the zombies. No, you're just your average Jeffrey, and based on how you design your character, that could be a good or a bad thing. This game provides you with a variety of traits and professions you can choose from to customize your character. Certain traits and professions will give you an advantage in different areas and skills of the game. For example, choosing the farmer profession will give you a leg up in the farming skill. You can heavily stack the traits in your favor, or pick all the negative ones like a complete psychopath. Now that you've created your hero, or victim, depending on how you choose to play, you spawn into an empty house, and if you're quick, lucky, and quiet, you might have time to gather some supplies. But oftentimes, you will find yourself not having anything, not even clothing depending on the game mode you choose. And once you do spawn in, the world is your oyster. You can go in any direction you want. If you're a beginner, my advice is to sneak around your house, close all the windows and doors, from there try to level up your skills. But you have total freedom to do it in whatever order you want. It is important, however, to remember that you are a human, and humans need food and water, as well as having an entire catalog of emotions you have to cope with. How on earth are you expected to deal with loneliness when you are the sole survivor in the entire zombie apocalypse? You do what most adults do, even without a zombie apocalypse. You go to the bar and drink your problems away. Do you want to build a fortified hideout with a self-sustaining farm? Or just hide out in your parents' bedroom until you run out of food? Then you try to risk your life trying to get a can of peaches. And that is where the beauty of this game lies. It's a sandbox survival game, and you might be fooled into thinking that your sole goal is to survive. And you'd be wrong, because the game literally tells you when you first load into the map, this is how you died. So not only are you immediately thrown into a zombie apocalypse, you're also told from the very beginning that there's no hope of you surviving or getting out. At least the Sims thought they had a chance. You do have to be tactful about how you approach your survival. You need a plan, or you won't last very long at all. And a good plan starts during the character creation process. Think very carefully about the traits and job you want to give yourself to give you the best chance for survival. You can then read books and complete tasks to level up your skills. The higher your skill level, the more effective your character will be. And before you give me the ew I hate reading, trust me, this becomes necessary to survive later in the game. I previously mentioned that this game is detailed, and a lot more than I thought when I first played it. As an example, you can smash open windows, but be very careful to wear shoes, because otherwise you will step on glass and pretty much cripple yourself. There's nothing worse on this game than not being able to run away from a large group of zombies. And because you have glass shards stuck up in your foot that you'll bleed out if you don't remove. You also can't wear too many clothes or you'll be hot, or too little clothes or you'll be cold depending on the weather. Or when there's no water source nearby and you're forced to drink water out of the toilet in an elementary school. When I first played this game, I read all the stories of people dying really fast and in the dumbest possible ways. I thought I could do better. Surely that'll never happen to me. Make sure you leave your stories down in the comments because I want to feel better about myself. Now that I got my ass kicked, I decided that suffering through this myself would be a terrible idea. So I enlisted friends, and let's be real, we didn't fare much better. But the multiplayer on this game is a standout. No matter how desperate the situation you find yourself in is, it is such a huge comfort knowing that you are not alone. Having a friend by your side, knowing someone else is suffering just as much as you, and coming together to group up against impossible odds. Suddenly, an entire world of RP has opened up. If that's your thing, of course. The possibilities are endless. It was a lonely afternoon. I had just come back home. Of course, Mom is long gone. Hopefully she made it out. I pray for her safety, but I have to be quiet. Because I know they followed me. And it's only a matter of time before... here they come again. It's week 2 or 3. To be honest, I don't know. I've lost all track of time. I managed to go check for survivors in the neighborhood. No luck on that front. But I did manage to collect supplies from their homes. Good thing Mr. Jenkins was a handyman. These tools will come in handy. Earlier I found myself in a grocery store. Perfect, as I was in need of food. Sadly, all of this will be spoiled by the end of the week. I took as much as I could, but I needed a plan. The power and water will be shut off soon. So unless I gather as much knowledge as I can, that would spell the end for me. Even more so is the amazing modding community of this game. If you're a Project Zomboid player and you haven't yet checked out the plethora of mods available for this game, you might want to drop whatever you're doing and go take a look. Just the customization mods alone are incredible. You can add all kinds of different vehicles, weapons, and professions to your game. Go take a look at that list of mods and I guarantee you'll find something you like. Project Zomboid is just different. You may think you're all mighty and powerful with your high-level skills and impenetrable base. You laugh at the puny zombies that don't stand a chance against you. But then complacency sneaks in. You start to let down your guard. And when you're away from your base, you get ambushed by 2 zombies. And oh my god, is that a bite? Now it's only a matter of time. All your progress, all your skills, gone. So you restart in the same world. With a new character, and you find your last character and get all your stuff back, knowing in the back of your mind that eventually you too will suffer the same fate.